Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Hope the day has treated you kindly. Thought I'd get on here for another live and see what's going on in the energy for the collective, for the planet. So we got a whole bunch of stuff happening. Of course, we all know that there's a great reset happening now. So this is what I'm typically picking up on is the planetary reset and how that's affecting lives. It will either resonate with you or it won't. Please don't make it fit if it doesn't. I'm not reaching out on anybody's particular energy. Spirit is letting us know what the planetary situation is, and I'm sharing that message with you. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate you. It is January 13th already, 2026. All right, let's check in. Central energy, please. Spirit, central energy. What's happening with the central energy, please? Conflict. 5. So there's still conflict. You know, this has been going on in the spirit for quite some time. And of course, now it's definitely picking up here. In the challenge position, we have the 10 of Cups. So, yeah, we want to get to this stable divine love. So we're kind of fighting about that because they want the wealth. We want the love, and of course the wealth that goes with it. But there's others that want the wealth that goes for the love, and they don't want us to have love. No love for you. In the subconscious, divorce, heartbreak. So this competition that was fighting with you for this love, they didn't want you to have love. They wanted you to always be separated from love so that they can pull off of your loving cups. They're getting cut out of your energy. They've lost you. They've lost you, and they're upset. They're probably going around collecting as many as they can right now. because they lost the true power sources that they were enjoying. So now they're kind of going after, I guess, what belongs to them. And I don't know how that would be measured. In the recent past, we have a victory, some kind of a public recognition. There may have been something going on in your life that was a conflict, that you had to cut somebody or something out. You've gained some kind of a victory, some kind of public recognition. People see you care, and you've probably been hurt a lot with this energy here. In the intentions, expectations, we've got the Two of Swords. So you may have your guard up now to whoever it is that is asking for presence in your energetic field or whatever. In the near future, the Magician. Magician. The lens is being looked through. Four of Pentacles. Somebody wants your foundation. They want to command your wealth. You know, some people may not carry a powerful, loving energy like yours, but they're very cruel. And they feel that if they can overpower the loving person, that they can just take whatever it is that belongs to them. And that seems to be the world that we're living in, where we've got a bunch of pirates, so to speak, harvesting not only material wealth, but energy, soul value and such. So in the environment, Page of Wands, Page of Wands, Limitless Potential, Hopes and Fears, whoa, King of Pentacles, Temperance, and the outgoing energy, Page of Pentacles. Manifesting another financial opportunity. Could be starting out on a new project. It could be a younger person. And we're completing a cycle. This is the end of the cycle and a rebirth. So this is the Alpha and the Omega. Alpha and Omega. Okay. Ending a cycle and a rebirth. All is well. All right. So we got Knight of Cups. Folks who've been, making love offers, or there's a judgment call here regarding, so whoever's making love offers now will be judged to be found if they are worthy of this Two of Cups union. And there's a celebration because those who were fighting with you for the wealth that belongs to loyal, faithful unions, and in this Ten of Cups environment, are losing. They're not taking the wealth that belongs to families. They're not taking your wish come true, your life of luxury. So you could be making plans for the future, and you may be recuperating from the challenges that you have had to withstand. You're still very firm there, and you're very generous with your love and with your pentacles within the community. And that does, you're the High Priestess, and you could be protected by by divine masculines, a homecoming. So there's the love And the passion of divine masculine here, they're protecting the high priestess, it looks like, in this, and there's a homecoming coming. So there's travel plans being made, and somebody's in a nightmare over the routine that they had trying to get money, because everything that they were building is now in a tower. The law of cause and effect is in order. Justice is being served on trickery, on the trickery that they were doing with the pentacles belonging to the Queen of Pentacles. They stole her financial freedom and those things that she needed in order to nurture the family. There was supposed to be provided for her, and so now the Hierophant is here, moving on, leaving behind the baggage. We've got new love and a new beginning. It could be somebody was playing a fool, or there's just a new beginning. The King of Swords knows the truth regarding the power of 3 or whatever has been doing here, and there's sacrifices or releasing, letting go. So we got fear and anxiety because of the illusions and the confusion that had been cast here. So they're having a painful ending. Yeah. Due to the hard work and perseverance of this Emperor. And he's in the Chariot moving forward with stuff. Yeah. So there's some stuff happening. So, yeah, you know, we got some stuff happening for sure. Right, Salaman. It is, but you know, I think sometimes, you know, I think that's why the shadow work is so necessary, because if we're in need of a friend, then we will look past some things that maybe we should not be looking past. We've got to be consciously aware of who it is that we allow access to our energy with those personal boundaries, yes. So we've got the 5 of Wands here, competition and conflict. People are, okay, well, damn it. It came out and it landed like this. Now when it lands, I pick it up like this, and I typically go like that. And that means that both of these came out in the reverse. So we've got competition, this rivalry. There's nobody's throwing the freaking lifesaver, what, they weren't able to push their love up the hill. They didn't do the work. So they're in disagreement. They're having some tension, right? Lifesaver in the reverse. I feel your presence in the abyss. Our connection deep despite the distance. I reached out to save you, but you chose the depths. Perhaps you were never meant to resurface with me. So, you know, those who were supposed to be working with you, decided to beat you up and take everything from you. And now they're on the other side of the abyss, it looks like. They chose the depths, and they were never meant to resurface with you. We've got Sisyphus in the reverse also. Like, you were trying to push the love for everybody up the hill. You're no longer doing that. It says, I'm sorry for dragging you into this Sisyphean task. It feels like we're both pushing that boulder up the hill only to see it roll back down. So now, like, you're not pushing the boulder up the hill for them. You're not offering a life jacket anymore in that river. So it looks like you're not going to save them. You're not going to save them. And you're no longer going to help them get up the mountain. They got to go be loved. In the challenge position, we have total love and support. And, you know, they were fighting with you while you were helping them. And that just isn't good. Bringing conflict to your life. So, yeah. You've got a distant flame here. You might be alone right now. Distant twin flame fuels your spiritual journey and inner growth. Solo venture reveals hidden truths and personal growth. Now, this could be from your... so we all have a astrological sign, which would be a star nation family that belongs to our soul and the soul connection, right? So it appears as though your person from this place, like it could be that for cycles you've been trapped here, kind of like held as a prisoner of war and being siphoned out of. But it looks like these people who were fighting with you and burying you under blame and shame and all of that stuff, while forcing you to be the savior, you know, to push that love up the hill, but you don't have to do it anymore. They're sorry for dragging you through that. They feel your presence in the abyss. But here you've got 10 of Cups, divine love, total love and support. So across the dimensional space, maybe in a parallel dimensional space or something, is your person. And we've got ultimatum. Somebody's getting an ultimatum. Activates during emergencies and signals imminent action. Triggers alerts and prompts quick decision making. Imposes an irrevocable choice with severe consequences. So it could be that whoever left you alone is getting an ultimatum that this person from across the distances, perhaps they had been fed a story of your, you know, these nasty vampires and such that were drawing the energy off of everybody. They had been prostituting the energy and and poisoning everybody. They really did their best to defile and degrade every beautiful soul starseed. Because they wanted to keep them trapped here so that they could continue harvesting. Your person is probably pretty pissed off because it appears that cycle after cycle after cycle, these ones were driving you into circumstances that you would not have chosen for yourself, which caused a delay for you to come together. So whoever your twin flame is across the way is they're in big trouble. Yep. Because whoever was keeping you from your person, whoever was deceitfully convicting you of crimes and acts that you had not partaken in, with this stupid digital technology, you can take a still photograph and then animate it and strip the clothes off it and put it in a bed with some freaking yo-yo or whatever, and then bring it to life and make it seem. And I think that this has been the way that they've been fraudulently convicting people of being prostitutes, of being, you know, red rumming thieves or whatever, because they've been doing stuff shady that was not real. It was casting illusions with technology and magic. They're getting an ultimatum. Irrevocable choices that they made with this competition or whatever it was, they can't undo it. So they're getting a divorce out of your energy. You're no longer bound to them. There's no shady contracts. There's no illusionary contracts. Sometimes they like to go into the 4D or whatever, and they like to go into your dream space while you're sleeping, thinking you're having some good rest. They're over there in dreamland, you know, shutting down your third eye, and then they're messing with you over there, having you enter into some fraudulent contract that they never show up for here in the 3D. And they've been jacking everybody's Holy Spirit around like that, and their lives and their spiritual inheritance like that. So they're getting cut out They could be heartbroken because, yeah, there's no exit. They can't use you for an exit. They tried to bury you, take away your opportunity for divine love, and they wanted to take credit for your overcoming the challenges and the brutality that they put upon you. And they wanted the reward for it while you got recycled for eternal suffering. More of the same. And now they're upset because there's no exit. They're not going to get your reward. You gained a victory here. Your person across the distances, your twin flame, was able to locate you. And you are here victorious. You're known. You're seen. Your truth and your personal growth is witnessed. You're getting a new beginning. You're getting a new beginning. So you're victorious. You're victorious over that false flame. And you're getting a new beginning. So it's like there was a false flame that kind of trapped you into some circumstance, and now you're free. You're with your real twin flame is here, and this false flame is in the abyss, or they're across the abyss. Real sorry for dragging you into this Sisyphean task or whatever of pushing love up the mountain. They were trying to use you as an escape route. Them and their whole freaking clan of freaking nasties were dumping all of their nasty sin, their sinful behavior onto you, and they expected you to push their freaking love up that hill, but you're not going to do that. God said no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to be saving their life. You're getting a new beginning. And you've got the Two of Swords here. There is some difficult decisions being made. You're avoiding this magician, perhaps. You got a victory over this false flame. It's public recognition. So people can see it or know it. Yeah, gambling. Gambling. So weighing your options, you might be avoiding those who did gamble with you. Those people who were gambling on the life and the love of others. You don't really want to have anything to do with them. Yeah. We got the Magician here. The Magician. The pursuit of honor has led to inflated stories and distorted truths. You place your worth in others' hands, allowing reputation to overshadow authenticity. So, this magician, whoever this magician was, this false flame, they were trying to steal your honor, and apparently they did for many cycles, and that was what the message was a week or so ago, that they took your honor. Like every time you came through and this initiation and you earned your honor, your rewards, they would come in and do a horrific unaliving or something, so that they could download the soul value and identity and then claim the reward. But it didn't happen this time. You survived and you are identifiable. So they can't come in and take it and claim it because it's obvious who you are. What's a chupa? What is a chupa? So we got the Four of Pentacles. The Magician wanted to control your foundation. The foundation, this Ten of Cups foundation. They wanted, what is it? It's a big time slander word? Oh, well, why are you putting highly inappropriate stuff in the comments section? My goodness. Sorry, everybody. I didn't know it was a bad word. All right, so the magician was going after your honor. They wanted to take it. They were not able to. They wanted to control the foundation that you have built and that you have coming to you. It's crazy. Germination. Yeah. So they wanted to control your foundation here. Excuse me, but we've got new family trees on the foundation coming together and being created, preventing future issues by addressing the root cause, which is magicians stealing the honor of others, preserving delicate beginnings and ensuring their future, roots out issues from their source and promotes stability. So this magician wanted to control the foundation of your family tree. Of all the family trees, they wanted to control the foundation of who is allowed to live here, birth here, claim a home here. We've got the Page of Wands. There's limitless potential, but we got an unexpected event. So Page of Wands is what? Excited. There's limitless potential. There's freedom here. But we've got breaking news of unexpected disputes and rising tensions, engaged in constant battles and facing relentless opposition. Now, here's the thing. We're about ready to come into the rewards that we have earned. And right now they have, I heard a while back before this started with Ice thing, broad daylight. So they're doing these things in broad daylight because they want you to be in chaos. They want to knock you into South Node energy. They want to take you out of your North Node happiness and your hope for the future. They want to get you entangled in an emotional, tragic mess. So this is where it gets tricky because you're going to have to manage the energy of your temple. You know, you're going to have to recognize that there's nothing you can do except perhaps pray, and pray that that whatever this is ends quickly. They need people into the South Node energy. They need people panicked, angry, and lashing out, because that way they can take your reward. If they can knock you out of North Node and put you back into the chaos, then they can claim whatever it is that you have forfeited. So the King of Pentacles is here. An abundant leader. We've got temperance. He could be bringing temperance. Oh, the King of Pentacles is looking at this temperance angel. They made an unfair assessment. So this King of Pentacles has pentacles because he's been harvesting the merchandise, the wealth, the abundance out of the temperance angel cycle after cycle after cycle. They've been stealing the honor and the reward belonging to earth angels cycle after cycle. So that's what this King of Pentacles is. He's a magician. And he made an unfair assessment. He did not understand the earth angel wholly. So they missed out on potential because they were focused on the shortcomings of the earth angel. They did not see potential. They thought that they were just a dime a dozen. They didn't think anything special about the earth angel. All they saw was a bunch of pentacles and a house and whatever, and they knew that they wanted it. So Page of Wands has got some unexpected event, rising tensions, engaged in constant battle, relentless opposition. You know, it'd be better to disengage and walk away and put up your barrier. Don't let this pull you in, because it will suck you in, and then it will suck the wealth out of you. So just don't do that. Page of Pentacles, there's a beautiful financial opportunity here. This is the end and completion of a cycle, and the Sun here, a rebirth and a new beginning. We're right here, right now. The trick is you've got to manage yourself well. You've got to breathe into the tensions, and you've got to not respond. Don't respond. Don't get in the energy. Don't entertain it. If you see some stuff happening, go the other way. Because right now they're harvesting out whatever they can gather, and if you entertain it, if you allow yourself to be there and pour your essence into the tragedy or whatever it is, they're gonna harvest you. So you got to be very careful about what you entangle your energy with right now. With this ice stuff happening, be very careful, because they could try to get you in South Node and really mess you up. They're talking about getting people into the prisons, into the jails. Once they get them there, they can harvest the energy. At least that was a message I got. And it could be what's happening now, or it could be in another country with something happening. I don't know. But there was jail mentioned, and then a harvesting of energy. Once they get them in the jail, they can do whatever they want with them. And so this is a big thing. Just got to be careful. We got danger is approaching. So you've got a rebirth here. Page of Pentacles. And this is when they do it. This is right when they do it. Right before you're all happy. You got your prize here. You're about ready to come into it. And it's right at that time that chaos erupts. And they come in and they knock you into South Node, or they do some kind of crime. They kind of beat you up or do something, and then throws you into South Node, and then you lose it. So you got to be real careful. They could be sending in the dead, the animated flesh suits, right, to do a thing. So danger is approaching. Yeah, because they want your money. This rich person or whoever it is, they're coming after your money. They're malfunctioning because you broke through the illusion, the facade, and you can see the social mask, the pretender. They're just pretending. They're wearing a mask, and it's obvious. So you are this harmony and this peace. You're in a celebration, right? Because we've got a routine, because of your routine. Your routine got you noticed across the distances. And this is your person here. They saw you there alone, and they might be alone, and all of the time they may have framed you as being a prostitute, and they just left you here thinking that was the truth, and it wasn't the truth at all. It was a fantastic illusion. But your person sees the truth now, and they're here giving an ultimatum. They're here, and a freaking warning. It's like warning, freaking warning. There's a commitment here. Big bang. And it's like, yeah, family ties with the whole freaking family. Whoever your person is connected to, it's a big family, and they're wearing the space suits, right? So this is another dimension, another space or place, another portion of the universe or multiverse. Take it as it resonates. But this is your person. And it could be that you're having a digital connection right now with your twin flame. But it could be that also that your twin flame is looking at the digital history. Like this technology may have, like I mentioned, they can take a still photograph of somebody and then animate it, strip the clothes off it, put it in a bed with somebody and have an orgy or whatever. They can really make it look real with this technology, this AI stuff, and their catfishing copycats. They can really do it. So it looks like your twin flame is looking at the digital whisper, those incriminating things, and it's going in the shredder. Like it's all fake. Everything that they've said about you is fake. Every cycle that they have they have framed you as being this, it was all a lie, and they kept you here, siphoning off of you petty gains by trapping you here in this and hurting your person, making you think that you were going for somebody else. It wasn't. It was all digital, and it looks like this digital thing may just be coming undone. Yeah, because we're going to have a freaking happy ending is what we're going to have. Yes. And because those that were interested in your value, they were stealing your soul value and then mimicking as though they were a high value soul, but they weren't. They were just a gigolo and a thief, a red ramming, brutalizing thief. And now they're seeking help because they're going to prison. They're on overload. They're on overload. You had hidden riches that they didn't know about, hidden abilities, perhaps, strengths. They didn't know about it at all. And now this person here, they're catfishing copycats. They're wringing this neck, this gigolo's neck, this magician's neck, because they're being condemned for manipulating this your true twin flames vehicle, for driving you into circumstances and lifestyles and patterns and whatever. Look at that. You're like hypnotized. It's like they were controlling your mind, driving your car, and then they said that you wanted to go there. No, they're being condemned for doing that. They were exploiting you. And the soul, the soul family of yours, all of them. And now these who were consuming you and then, selling your energy or whatever the heck it was for profit, they missed their deadline. They missed their deadline for a contract. People could be gossiping that you're already in a contract with your person, and they're peeping, they're watching you as you escape out of this mess. Well, yeah, danger is approaching. So this is the thing. You've got a rebirth, all is well, but danger is approaching. This person, this magician wants the money, so they're going to cause chaos. They're going to red rum people. They want people to be upset and think of the government being a mafia. Now, in the Bible, it says that for a time it will appear as though Satan is winning or something, because there's going to be some death and stuff. So just try not to get into South Node. Absolutely. Try not to participate in it, because this is done intentionally. You look, we've got Page of Wands, excited and free. We've got the Page of Pentacles, financial opportunity. We're closing the cycle and we're about ready to start a new one. And that's when they're throwing in this. They need to drag you back. Fish on! They need to reel you back into the freaking grave. And they'll do that by disrupting your emotional body, your mental body. Yeah, if you see a blockade or you see something going on, go the other way for sure. And if they say they need your identification, give it to them. Don't argue, just do it. And then get out of there as quickly as possible. Damn. Because this is intentional. It's intentional. So there is a fight, a competition, a Five of Wands. They can feel your presence in the abyss. The connection is deep. You reached out to save these people, but they chose the depths. They didn't want your lifeline. They actually wanted you in the depths. They wanted you to fail. But they failed. And they're sorry for dragging you into that mess. They can't push that boulder up, and neither could you. See, they put you under so much blame. They kept transferring all of their karmic debt to you, and you just kept pushing, and you kept missing it. You got talent. You can, look, you might be a water bender, a frequency. You can manage the frequencies of your water. So, yeah, perhaps they weren't meant to resurface with you. So we do have an encounter here. You're coming into, you're going to meet your person soon. You got conflict here. They're across the abyss. They're in the abyss. Sorry for dragging you in. We have an encounter, meet by chance, 10 of Cups, distant twin flame, ultimatum. You're a fierce, independent woman. You did it all on your own. Cycle after cycle after cycle, lifetime after lifetime. They tortured you. So now they're getting cut out, and they're not going to take, there's no exit for them, because they're addicts. They're addicted to your energy, and they're addicted to being lazy. They're addicted to you doing all of the work. They're addicted to your suffering energy. That's why they're drumming it up in the world right now. They need more of it. They're weak right now. They need to harvest this energy. Jarvis, please don't be offended the way that I tell the story. You're going to have to do what you need to do with the genders, please. Thank you. You don't have to be afraid. I'm not saying you need to be afraid. I'm just saying, you know, there's wisdom and what's happening, and, you know, either being swept away by it and participating and giving yourself over to it, or not. So let me just, so you got a victory here. 4 of Wands victory, public recognition over this false flame. You're getting a new beginning, a new beginning. You're victorious over the false flame, and you're getting a new beginning. Times 2. Times 2. It's time for you to pause. You got your swords up to those who were gambling with you. You're making tough decisions, and you're avoiding those people who do gamble, those people who don't take it seriously. You know, win some, lose some. Oh no, we don't come in and look, taboo, freaking boo. Yeah, so it's taboo. Those gamblers, those that come in and gamble with your value, your soul value, they come in and they think that it's a game. That your soul value has a dollar sign on it. Taboo. It's a crime. It was a crime to gamble with the value of your soul. This magician has been stealing your honor cycle after cycle. Well, that's too many cards. But what do we got? Let's see what it is. Okay, we got trash. So this, yeah, so you solved the puzzle. This magician has been stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime. As soon as you come into your reward and you're all happy and you're about ready to get it, they create a crisis to say, oh my God, they're murdering people in the street. And then you get into South Node. You get yourself so wound up about it that you just completely like abandon North Node and you get ready to go out and seek vengeance. And the problem with that is that vengeance belongs to the Lord or to God, to the Most High God, and He's here taking care of it. But there are some things that these people are being permitted to take. I can't tell you. There's a certain well, this magician who's been stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime is a clown. You so you were committed. Look, this clown's performance and their desire to have revenge over you because you're the one that has the wealth. So it was an illusion, right? They were casting illusions. They were confusing people. The clown was using their magic to confuse people. Apparently, they had been doing magic over the minds of everybody, and they're doing it right now. You have a commitment here, so it looks like you're protected. So you and your person are here. So this clown here, yeah, is trash. You've solved the puzzle of this trashy clown here. You solved the mystery of what was going on, and your person is committed, devoted. They're not going to sell you out. They're not going to give you up for an opportunity with this clown. So they've been stealing your honor. You've solved the puzzle. You've chewed it all up, and there it is. The mystery is this clown, this trash, has been turning everybody into a damn prostitute and then siphoning their freaking reward. They've been defiling them, degrading them, treating them like taking them out of their noble nature, their noble, moral, ethical nature. And they've just been turning them into, people who don't care. Why? Because they wanted to control the foundation of these families, the wealth that belongs to them, and they still do. That's what they're here doing. They're rolling the dice. They're gambling. And they're very scary, but you just need to stay very firm. Keep your energy clean. Keep yourself in temperance energy. Stay aware of the deception. Stay committed to your person. If you start having negative mental things or energetic, like sometimes when they push it in, it's subtle, but it's very much, you can tell that it's like they're trying to separate you or put a barrier between you or some kind of a break between you and source, between you and your person. They know that you're about ready to encounter each other, and you're not dealing with this crap here anymore. You and your person are given an ultimatum, and they're very committed to you. So Page of Wands is about ready. I mean, they could be excited about this freedom and this limitless potential, but you've got an unexpected event here. And I'm just saying, you do what you want to do. I know when we're young, all of our energies are fresh and vibrant and freaking amped all the time. We're just so full of energy. But, if we use our energy wrong, it could get us in a unexpected event, run away. It could just very well be that this page who thought that they were going to get a new beginning is having an unexpected event. This says, engaged in constant battles, facing relentless opposition, run away. They could be running away from relentless opposition. I don't know what it would be. We've got this King of Pentacles. Looking at this Temperance Angel, they made an unfair assessment. They thought that they were weak. They thought they were, just because you're balanced and harmonious doesn't mean that, yeah, they thought that they were gonna sink you into the abyss, is what they thought. They thought they were going to put you in the abyss, and they were going to rise up and be a King of Pentacles. They were focused on your shortcomings, and they didn't see the power potential. You know what they say, you get a tattoo, you're rejected. You know, you take medicine, you're rejected. You take plant medicine, you're rejected. Well, they can't see potential. They can't see the magnificence of the all that is, and they certainly couldn't recognize it in you because they can't recognize it in themselves unless they download your soul value into their own damn body. And then they can run around and pretend, but they'll never be it because they will never do the work for it. They hate you because you do lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and you keep coming back, demanding that you and the Most High God have a damn relationship. And you got these nasties out there who is wanting to throw you in the freaking grave for it. They want to be your God. They're so angry. They're so freaking angry. Isn't that something? So, forgotten person. So, okay, so Page of Pentacles, you've got an opportunity here, a financial opportunity. The world, this is a completion of a cycle, and the sun is here, a celebration and a rebirth. So it's right here at this time when you're about ready to accept your honors that the danger approaches. They're on their way out, but before they get out, they gotta take what they, so there could be something from a forgotten person, somebody that you knew in the past, a past old friend. You've got this new cycle. They might come in and they may try to take you out so that they can take your place. I mean, really, you got to be careful. Page of Pentacles. You got this beautiful new opportunity, and this sun is shining. And right then is when you got this little zombie coming up out of the freaking grave, a forgotten person. It could be from a previous lifetime. Yeah, you got to be very careful of anybody that's approaching you or anything that you're running into. Look, we've got crown. You're obvious. Your soul song, what you're singing, your soul connection. You're identifiable as one of those that get to go into this Ten of Cups space. You're seen as royalty. Your energy is good. You're balanced. You're fiercely independent. You're absolutely devoted and committed to your person. And even though you have been, what Spirit said, a prisoner of war, you have been emancipated and you're about ready to meet your person. And these others, they're going under because you don't have to push their tribe or their clan or whatever they are up the freaking mountain anymore. It failed. They can't get a golden ticket. They can't ride on your shoulders up that hill just to kick you back down the hill. You're the one with the soul connection, and you're the one wearing the crown. You're the master. You've mastered yourself. You've mastered yourself. You're singing praises to the Most High. You have the faith of a mustard seed or whatever that is. They did not evaluate you correctly. They didn't see this shadow here, didn't see what you are. And there could be a lawyer, judge, or police looking out for pets. Whatever, these guys might be in trouble for all of the pets they've been sacrificing. That could be an issue. For money, they've been trying to get money by sacrificing pets to these lower vibrational spaces. And pets, we were supposed to be watching out for them, not, destroying their soul. So you've done some investigative work here on this freaking snake and their sneaky little practices, their third-party practices. These enemies, you have discovered the core of the problem. You are the key. On this back and forth, stuff. They were going into the shadow and they were sacrificing light-bearing people, and then they were coming back up into the light and saying that they were that. But they required sacrifice over and over and over again. They had to go into the shadow and do it. They were crossing the half-court line, and they were unaliving and then coming back and then professing themselves pure. And so you discovered the truth about that. They took they rolled the dice, they took a gamble, and they did it at the wrong time. We've got divine timing here. We've got somebody who's a waterbender, somebody who's a master at frequency, at vibration, at managing themselves well while under terrible influences. And now there's a breakup. Somebody may be getting a communication of a breakup. There's a breakup. Call records, a separation, the end. And now they miss you. It could be that they're suffering exactly what they put you through, and that's what was said is going to happen. Every nasty thing that they did to you from the beginning until the end will be done to them. And the beginning was long, long ago. You're going home. You're reconciled with home. They set you up. They framed you. You got kicked out, and then you got trapped in this rotation of suffering in this war. But you're free now. You're reconciled. And somebody is alone, or they're drinking to cope because now they have to be alone. And the sun is setting. The sun is going out. They're no longer going to have access to your light, to your shine. This is the end of the opportunity for them sleeping or prostituting the rose, the sacrifice. This uninvited guest could be having a problem, maybe an accident. You're getting your wish, the wish that you never gave up hope for. You've been promoted. You've leveled up. You've transformed. There's photographic evidence of your progress. They say that you are a member, but not only a member, you're an honorable member. A dream come true. Serendipity, divine intervention, revealing the hidden truth over what was happening with the pure ones, the roses, and the trump cards, as they call them. The pure ones that were being exploited. And now these ones that were doing such things are being let go. They're in eternal regret. They will be silent. They call somebody out there as being called the silencer. So they're losing their clairs, all of their clairs that never belonged to them in the first place. They had been siphoning these gifts out of the sacrificed roses and trump cards. So the masculine and feminine sacrifices. They'd been stealing their honor and then treating them like trash. Over and over again. So we're cooling down. We're putting a big pause over the mirror, over the catfishing, copycatting of the apple, the rose, the daughters and sons divine. So that's that. Your person finally sees you, saw through the illusion. God came, and I really feel that there was some stuff, like purification rituals or, practices may have been researched and implemented into your life to try to kind of, bring temperance to your life. Well, that magician's just not very nice. Now, are they stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime like that and treating you like a freaking trash? That's not you. This is you. But they got that contract by those, by that reckless sex, and they bind themselves to the energy, apparently. Hello. So we got the Five of Wands, conflict. They feel your presence in the abyss. They don't want your lifeline. You're no longer throwing a lifeline, and no longer are you pushing the love of that entire tribe or whatever. You're no longer carrying the load. You're no longer doing all of the work, trying to get your whole family home. You're not doing that anymore. You don't have to. And you're not throwing out you're not going to play lifesaver for these people who wanted to hurt you. You're not going to play lifesaver for these people that wanted to hurt you. You're about ready to encounter your true person, your true twin flame. These ones know it, and they want to create a lot of havoc in the world. They want to make sure that they cause confusion so that maybe it messes up for you. So you're free. You're free to. You've been emancipated and you're recognizable. So you're free to go be with your honey bunny, and this should be happening soon, I imagine. It's right there in the central energy. So we got the Ten of Cups. Your distant twin flame is fueling your spiritual journey. Maybe they were found you long ago. Maybe they got distracted. Maybe they didn't know what was happening, and you wound up falling into some pit of freaking hell. And then you had to alchemize the damn darkness so that you could get on that horse and ride yourself back up into the light. Oh my goodness. Somebody's getting an ultimatum is what they're getting. They weren't supposed to do that. Yeah. Yeah, they're getting rejected. They're getting rejected. You are free, and they are getting rejected. Those people who were fighting with you, those people who've been stealing, this has been going on many lifetimes. You have a lot of firsthand, irrefutable evidence of the behaviors of certain individuals around this globe, and God is retrieving all of that information. Mother, Father, God, Goddess, and we've got this independence. These fiercely independent people who survived all of that crap are rejecting them. Reject. It's like, no, you cannot get on my damn horse. Absolutely freaking not. Because I know you're obsessed and you're toxic and you're addicted to the energy, but that's just too darn bad. They're not going to ride your freaking horse. You're not letting them on your freaking horse. It's like, absolutely not. Get off my freaking horse. You are the horse. That is your horse, and you're rejecting any riders. Well, you might have a rider, the rider that rides with you, the upper, the divine who rides with you. Your twin flame is probably connected to you. And you're rejecting anybody who has ever done you wrong, because you are a beloved child of the Most High Heavenly Father. Yeah. Jezebel is all in her feelings. Heartbroken. They got trapped. They trapped their own damn selves trying to trap you. What is this? So they could be doing some drugs. They might be doing drugs. They got some shocking news. Those who were side hustling your energy, those who were prostituting your energy, prostituting your body, prostituting whatever, man. That's what they did. They love to defile people in that way. And now they're getting shocking news. These addicts, they're addicted to your energy. They have to get emotional or energetic entanglements in order to play in the energy. And they've been swapping around sin and karmic debt and blame and illusions and tricks and, tragedy and all that stuff. They just been smorgasbord. If they're sleeping with every freaking buddy, then they're corded and connected to every freaking buddy, and they feel like they can play in the energy of everybody on the planet. That's what that curator said. He says he owns everybody's energy on the planet, and that's because of this reckless sex. Everybody's sleeping with everybody, and there's corded entanglements with everybody, and it all belongs to him. And no, man, it's not a freaking business. This isn't a brothel, but that's exactly how they've been treating it for decades, centuries. It's crazy, man. So praying. Look. So you've got so you've got a victory, public recognition over the false flame. Playa. And you get a whole big new beginning ×2, a whole bunch of rest and relaxation, some nice coffee by the beach. Pause. You've been praying for it. You used your spiritual gifts to pray for it, and you were heard. You were heard across distances. You were heard. So we've got the Two of Swords. You got some blockages up there on those who were doing this crime, this criminal behavior. They were gambling with everybody's sacred essence, their soul value. They were just pilfering it, pirating it, but with all this reckless sex, corded, energetic entanglements, man. So terrible. And they were gambling with your very life, with your very soul, by claiming your soul value and leaving you here in a freaking drunken mess. Damn, this freaking clown was really good at casting illusions and camouflaging themselves in your energy with all of these entanglements. They could just take whatever they want from whomever they want. So now they're in their feelings. They're in their feelings. It was forbidden for them to do this. The magician was stealing the honor of very good people. And now you've solved the puzzle about this trashy situation. You've solved the illusion. You've solved the puzzle. You've shined a light on the illusions, on the mystery of this clown. Yeah. You and your person are committed to each other and to this reset. Yeah, they were... Oh, he loves you. Isn't that nice? That's nice. So this magician, though, this clown, boy, he wanted to control your foundation. But you got down to the roots of it. You got down to the freaking roots of it. And you are solid. Solid. Solid like a rock. That's what this love is. Woo! That's what we've got. Divine Masculine. She's firm, she's wide awake, and she knows who her person is. Now, maybe you haven't met in the 3D space, but energetically and spiritually and all other ways you are together here. Very firm, very solid. There's a Page of Wands. There could be an unexpected event for this Page of Wands. Okay, breaking news, unexpected disputes, engaged in constant battles, facing relentless oppositions, rising tensions. They may have a girlfriend that's running away from them, or something's going on. They may be running away. Romance. Running away. She's running away. She's running away from him. She's running away from him. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. Unexpected events. Constant battles. She's like, I don't want anything to do with you. Urgent news, urgent news. She's running. She's running. This King of Pentacles is wanting this, is looking at this Temperance angel. They did an unfair assessment. They could not see the full picture of this Temperance angel's potential regarding the sixth sense. They really thought that they had messed you up a long time ago. This is a forgotten past friend from a long time ago. Intuition, love messages. So look at him there with his third party sending you a love message. Yeah, you got your intuition. This person is a real dirtbag. So the Page of Pentacles is here. You've got some financial opportunity. This is the completion of a cycle. There is a rebirth here, but danger is approaching. You've got a forgotten person. This danger freaking walking corpse is coming your way. This corpse, whatever this corpse is coming your way. They left you hanging a long time ago, a forgotten friend. You may not even know who this person is. They probably knew you, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 lifetimes ago when they first unalived you and viciously betrayed you and tortured you. Yeah, now, little nasty Jack, this walking corpse, they've probably been alive for a few thousand years, sucking the life out of everybody else. Look at them coming up out of the grave. 100. Yeah, they want to come up and freaking feed, man. And that's where they are. They know that you got the juice and they want your juice. And here they come. Here they come. Trickster. Here they come. Trickster. A trickster with a toxic lifestyle. They may have tried to trick others. So, okay, so this is what this is. So, danger is approaching. This is a forgotten past person. They're coming up out of the grave. Oh my gosh, they could very well be in an animated corpse. Walking around, siphoning sexual energy out of everybody, downloading soul value, stealing the honor of people by being a whore and then downloading all that whoring into you through a stupid sexual encounter. They left you hanging a long time ago and they framed you, it appears to me, with this trickster stuff as a hoe bag, as a toxic lifestyle hoe bag. So they cast the illusion. This long ago forgotten person left you hanging without closure. And then they cast the illusion that you were that you were this toxic lifestyle loser, right? But you're getting your wish. Your family, they're here delivering a firestorm of karmic debt to these people because they were messing with you. Fake freaking DNA. They're not you. They're not even a human being. These are genetically modified whatever. I don't know where they came from or what kind of freaking DNA they spliced into themselves, but they're not you. It wasn't you. Whoever they were casting the illusions. So they were casting the illusion that it was you that was in this toxic lifestyle, but it wasn't you. They cast the illusion. They got some karmic to dress up in your energy and then to call you that. And then this person most likely unalived you and then painted you as some freaking prostitute when you are this. And this is terrible, man. They framed you as being a hoe bag, a thief, whatever. They're going to the freaking police station. They're getting arrested. They have no money, they have no credit, they have no value, and they're not happy because they're closing this cycle where they they've been feeding on the divine feminine, dressing up in the energy, and then posing as for profit. And now they're getting detached because of what they've done in the history with their stupid mirror magic to destroy a divine being. This is a real jackass having reckless sex, calling it love, trying to hop on the pathway of loving people. And now we've got fed up. God's fed up. He's like, that's not love, that's lust. And how dare you siphon the honor and the value out of the soul of a fiercely independent, absolutely purposeful, successful woman who beat the hell out of this damn false flame magician all by her damn self. Decades she had to suffer with that before her person found her. She had to do all the work, get her light turned on, get her energy zapped up, get that mitochondria and stuff producing some electricity within the temple, right? God got fed up. He's fed up and he's like, you know what? This is enough. And now they're under pressure and it's just too late. It's too late. The clock, they're under heartbreak. They're having heartbreak because the queen bee is illuminating. She's illuminated the truth. She's discovered the trickery and all of that stuff that had been going on here. And she has brought it forth and delivered it straight to her person. They rejected this person. They rejected this person. They said she had an attitude. But she's a fiercely independent woman and she made it all on her own, even while all of those, this clown who said she had an attitude and then buried her in the blame and the shame of all of their disgusting filth while they took everything from her. She still beat them. All of them coming after her. After taking everything from her and just being so certain that she would never, ever be seen again or accepted again, that they had defiled her and reduced her in such a significant fashion that nobody would ever want her. She's a freaking queen bee, you jackass. And now they're having extreme, massive regrets. They're ashamed of themselves, as they should be. They fell into a trap and there's funeral here. There is the end. That's the end, man. I miss you. He misses you. But you know what? That was a karmic lesson. The twin flames have learned their karmic lessons and now they're free. They're free. And now they're effed up in the head over you. They're drinking to cope because drinking and whoring and all thieving and all of that nasty crap, it was their stuff. There's legal matters here on workplace affairs and how they've been siphoning the value out of the soul with this stupid, reckless sex. Criminal paternity, trafficking. Bad news is we're saying goodbye. They were happy being single. They were happy being single, and now they're feeling like shit because you're leaving and their true colors are seen. And maybe they're seeing your true colors now, getting readings, and maybe they're blocked from getting readings on you. Or maybe this psycho is getting blocked from popping the question to anybody because they are a psycho. Yeah, married. Popping the question and getting married, using sweet talk to somebody who loves themselves, being shady. Yeah, they're running now. They're running. They're running. Or maybe you're going to be running into living in the moment, a child of the divine. A love child, love child. You're turning your back on the round and the round. These people who deceived you and backstabbed you and kept you trapped in this cycle, this thug, this magician cycle, you're leaving them behind. They love you. They hate you. They're addicted to sex and the sexual energy. And now they're losing sleep because they're separated from you. They're separated from you. They're secluded. They got to go do their own things. Mr. Guru, who wanted it all his way, is now undergoing an ego death and probably spying on you from secret accounts. These no strings attached, doing love spells, trying to get you attached so they could come up and what? Bump heads. They want to bump heads with the divine feminine. Again, they want to come up and download your value. Your soul value is now mine. All that you have received is now mine. A fake, busy, secret Jezebel wanting to come in and bump heads with the divine feminine. If you have any feminine coming up wanting to be friends with you, man, watch it. Any masculine coming up, watch it. You really got to be careful because they're here working it right now, trying to get back into your energy and take from you. These people are not, you know, this isn't just, you know, casual stuff. This is serious business. People are dying now, and they will, because this magician lost. They were not able to steal your honor. This is a clown. They've been exposed as a false flame. They're not a Christed being. This is an anti-Christ. They're not a true twin flame. They don't have the fire of Christ in them. It's a clown with a performance, trying to get revenge on love for some reason. Maybe they want revenge on you, that you love your person, that you're committed to your person. Clown. So 5 of Wands, they're across the abyss, or they're in the abyss. Sorry for dragging you into this. You're encountering your person soon. You are free, and they rejected you. They rejected you, a fierce, independent woman who could get it done all by herself. But no, God said, you got to go help this jackass, who then decided to be a jackass. And now God's saying you get to go be with somebody else who may not be a jackass. I certainly hope. You got pregnancy. So you may be having a child. Maybe you will. You could be expecting your person to come in very soon. 10 of Cups here, divine love, total love and support. Your twin flame is fueling your spiritual journey. They may have been watching you throughout this life and guiding you to make certain that you crossed all your T's, dotted all your I's, and got all of the work done that you needed to get done in order to qualify for this advancement. So your person's probably been watching you from across the distances and helping you. Mercury retrograde. So yeah, somebody's getting an ultimatum for rejecting you and leaving you alone. They have to go back. Yeah, everything that they did to you is going back to them from the beginning until the end. They're getting an ultimatum for rejecting you, for torturing you, and for leaving you there all by yourself. They thought that they were going to be able to trap you and frame you for being what they thought of you, and everything they did to you is going back on them, and it's going to be chaos. They're trying real hard to get people into their south node so that they can unload as much of this karmic debt as possible. Just Lori, so being a mother isn't necessarily birthing a child or something that you care for through the womb. Being a mother is a lot more than that. So even if we're not able to have children, it doesn't mean that we're not able to share our nurturing with people. Let go. So there's a divorce here. So this person who was competing with you, this false flame who contracted with you and then rejected you, abandoned you, took everything from you, including your soul value, all of your knowledge, your identity, everything, and then left you there. There's no exit for these people. They're addicted to your energy. They're addicted to drugs. They've been trying to project addictions onto you. I can hear this curator talking. They're an addict because of some plant medicine. And the thing about it is what I think that they're so upset about, not necessarily the THC portion of cannabis. I don't know. I know that everybody responds differently. But some people use the CBD and the CBC, I think it is, for anti-inflammatory and for pain relief, rather than Aleve or Tylenol or something like that. And one thing that I think that is that it interferes with these ones' ability to push in their programming into your mind. It's like St. John's wort does that too. It protects from demons and magic and stuff. There are certain herbs out there that once you ingest them or get them in your system, it seems to kind of interfere with the magic or whatever frequency interference or whatever devil or demon or ghost or whatever they're sending your way to mess with your frequency. And I think that's why they're so upset by it and calling it a drug and criminalizing everybody, is because it messes up their damn opportunity to mess with your mind. I mean, if you're messing with your mind, then and they're trying to mess with your mind, then who's going to be messing with the mind, you know? And it's a war over consciousness. And if they're trying to download soap operas and wireless freaking movies through your mind and then have you wrap up your emotions and claim it as your own story, then that's one thing. Or if you're getting in there and you're messing with your own mind, you're like, wow, this is uncomfortable, and you do something to kind of alter your experience, not necessarily getting high, but to just kind of, you know, do an herb, some kind of a thing, you know, like the St. John's wort, the Blue Lotus, or the CBD. I mean, it seems to interfere with their opportunity to program or push in negative influences. And honestly, I think that's why they hate it so bad, because it messes up their ability. So you're letting go of the side hustler that was selling your energy. This is shocking news. You got a public recognition there. And a victory over the false flame. You're getting a new beginning here. Pressing the reset button, embracing new beginnings, and letting go of the past. It's time for you to go on a new journey and to rest. You've been praying for this for a long time. You have your spiritual gifts here, and you've been praying. Yeah, you'll be traveling soon. So you're going somewhere, and you've got your guard up. You're not letting anybody near you. These people were committing crimes. Gambling with your sacred essence. They were committing crimes, gambling with your feelings and your sacred essence. And it's like they may have tried to say that there was some kind of a divorce, but this was a clown. This was a clown. They didn't. This is like one of those sacrifice, copycat, and replace. So they like get rid of the original one and then replace it with a copycat lookalike so that they can continue benefiting from all of the rewards, the authorities, the status, the bank accounts, all of those good gifts. So there was no divorce, and now they're in their feelings. So they were gambling with your sacral energy. They were gambling with your love. It was a crime to come after you like that. There was no divorce. They were messing with your feelings, and they might be in their feelings now because it is seen very clearly. They replaced you. And then they abandoned you, and they stuck somebody else in your damn shoes, and they were out there acting like a whore, and they were unaliving these little precious animals, and they were doing terrible things to other people, siphoning your energy and wearing your face and telling the world that was you. That was terrible. Now remember, this isn't gonna resonate for anybody. This is macro. This is a planetary thing, and and this is many life cycles, many lifetime cycles. This is a very big macro read, and I don't know if it's gonna resonate with any of you or all of you or some of you. It's just what I'm picking up on. There was no divorce. And there's not going to be a divorce between you and your person, your true twin flame. There's not going to be any more rejections. There's not going to be any more separations. You're going to actually come together. The one who's getting rejected is that false flame, that magician that has been stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime, self-noting you, putting you in suffering, and then claiming your wealth. And that, I think, is what they're trying to do here. You're walking into it. You're about ready to walk into it. You're steady. You're happy. You're about ready to receive your prize, and you got some jackass standing there with a freaking gun or something. They're about ready to just put a bullet in your head, and that's why I'm just cautioning you to stay away from ICE, man. Don't go antagonizing them at all, because they don't care. So, narcissist, a freaking narcissist, a magician stealing the honor out of people. This has been something they've been doing, and this has been something they've been doing since. So they get these little stupid little child pageants, and there's a lot of deflowering and treating the little girls like women, and that's when they get that first cord in, and that's when they claim the womb of power, when they're just a little girl. That's when they get it. And then they cycle them through, and they treat them like trash, and they try to convince them that they are trash, and they try to convince God that they are trash. This clown, you've solved the mystery of this clown. It was a revenge thing. This clown probably hates women. He probably was abandoned by his mother. Maybe his mother kicked his shit out of him for being such a dork or something. I don't know. You are in a commitment with somebody that loves you. This person is committed to you. But we've got a narcissist here. It could be that there's a narcissist wanting to gain a commitment with you. Or it could just be that your person, your true twin flame who loves you, is going to be dealing with this narcissist, this clown. We're going to get more clarification. This clown wanted to control the foundation that belongs to you and your new family tree that you're going to be having with your divine masculine. So they called it a competition, but it was a straight up abuse, a sneaky little trick that they began with the children. It all starts with the children. If they can get them when they're young, they can screw up their minds and their energy right from the get-go and command it for the rest of their lives. They're having challenges. There could be some challenges here. Page of Wands is excited about this freedom, but there's an unexpected event happening. Some kind of dispute, some kind of tensions, some kind of battle, a relentless opposition. It's got the female here, and I'm saying female because there's a female on the card. You can take it as it resonates. So it could be the page running, or it could just be the female running from romance with this page. Maybe they're running from romance, period. Like, yeah, no, now is not the right time. So we got a page there's limitless potential here. All he's got to do is snag himself a womb of power, right? But they're running from this dude. They're like, no, thank you. Absolutely the F no. And you've got this King of Pentacles here who made an unfair assessment of this Earth Angel. They did not see your potential. They saw that you were sweet, innocent, kind, and that you would bend over backwards and do everything you could to help somebody because that's just your nature. And they did not evaluate you correctly. They could not see your potential. All they could see was your faults. So, what? You got this sixth sense about these stupid little love messages that they're sending you. Yeah, so right now, like, you're using your intuition. They made an unfair assessment. They did not see your potential of remaining in temperance. You're a fiercely independent, feminine or masculine, take it as it resonates, but you are equal, shadow and light. It's like you're the planetary stabilizer. You're the middle ground stabilizer. Also the connector, the bridge, for the upper and the under, the symbiosis, right? The most high and the underworld or whatever, they got to clean up the middle ground. And this whole system here with this reckless sex and all this magic, they had everything screwed up, and it's all being re-put back together. and it's terrible. So you're using your intuition regarding love messages. Look at him. He's right there with his little copycat little whole bag, and they're wanting an intimate encounter with you. So you got to use your intuition, you know, this discernment that you have developed over this, throughout this thing, because they're wanting to get in there with you. Page of Pentacles is here. He's ambitious, looking for a financial opportunity. This is a completion of a cycle, and we have the Sun card here with a rebirth. And danger is approaching from a forgotten person. They left you on hanging. They framed you as having a toxic lifestyle. And this person, their DNA. They're not human. That's what I'm seeing. They're not human. This magician, this clown, whatever this clown is, it's not human. It's a trickster. Could be some kind of a shapeshifter, some kind of a bloke, some kind of. So we got distance. Spying on you from a distance. So yeah, so we've got this trickster there, this forgotten person. They may have been watching you from a distance. They've been casting the illusion that you were a karmic. They left you hanging. This person had a contract with you centuries ago, and they left you hanging. And then they framed you as having this toxic lifestyle. How? By siphoning your energy and laying it on this person who actually did have a toxic lifestyle. They were always out there screwing around, this person and that person, collecting energy, right? Because that's what these people do, is they collect sexual energy, and that's how they freaking manifest their magic, using other people's energetic signatures. So they were trying to frame you as being this toxic lifestyle. They didn't want you to be seen as family of the Most High Divine, as a daughter of Eden. They wanted to destroy the way that you were seen. They wanted to cast an illusion. They didn't want you to be recognized as a daughter of the Divine. Look, somebody wants you to open your heart, to communicate. They're doing love spells. They're gambling, doing love spells. A water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And it's like, you're protected by this, waiting a few more months, because you use caution. The gold digger is still out there trying to get a honeymoon. This could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, trying to manifest, look, a third party encounter. They're trying to get these people back in to the system because they've been evicted out, and they're trying to marry into the clan. They've been evicted out, and they're trying to marry back in. They're told to move on. You're unavailable, and that's a waste of time. It's over. Get out. Just get out. You're using your intuition when it comes to date night, and you're giving it time because you recognize that this is all coming down. This liar, look, expect to hear from them soon. This liar is going to come in, and they're going to try to bamboozle you. Could be an earth sign. You might be an earth sign. Pets. They're doing something with pets. Health issues could arise. There could be sacrificing pets, trying to get into the house of a fire sign. The territory of a fire sign. And they want to confess something about this cycle, or they got anything. They got to make a confession, anything to get your attention, to get in your toroidal field, to access your energy. They can give you a little gift. They can sign a little contract. They can make a donation. Any of this stuff is an energetic accord and a permission to be in relationship somehow. It's an agreement. It's a connection. It's a relationship. Got to be very careful what kind of gifts you accept from people and what kind of gifts you leave in your home, because it can act as some kind of a portal, and it can also cover them in your energy. They can cloak in your energy. I didn't know that. But years ago, I met a gal, and she was reading my cards before I knew how to do cards, and she told me that, to be careful about that. Was so weird. And then there was some kind of stuff, yeah, so you got to be careful. anybody gives you something and you feel any kind of heebie-jeebies about it at all, I mean, I don't know, go bury it under a tree or something, like at the park. But yeah. How y'all doing? You doing all right? All right, so the Five of Wands, they feel you from across the abyss, or maybe they feel you in the abyss, but you're not throwing them a lifeline anymore. Nor are you pushing the love of their entire clan up that mountain. You're no longer responsible for making sure that they get to where they're going and that they get what they need. You're going to be encountering your person pretty soon. You are free, and you could be expecting it. We've got routine. There might be some kind of a routine. You're free of the routine. You are free of that over and back routine. These shady characters going over there unaliving people and then coming back into the light pretending that they're Christed beings after they've devoured somebody's soul value. These freaking vampires. And you're going to be encountering your person soon. And you may be either having a child or you're going to be birthing something together. Maybe you're expecting your partner. 10 of Cups here. Total love and support. Your twin flame is giving an ultimatum to those who rejected you. A fiercely independent woman. It could be that they're going back wherever they are, or wherever they came from. It could be that whatever they did to you is being done to them. Teamwork. Could be teamwork. Everything that they did to you with the team is going to be done to them. All of your team is going to be doing that. So there's a heartbreak here. They're going to be cut off and there's no exit for them. They are addicted to your energy and they've got toxic attachments. They're being let go. This is shocking news. They were side hustling your energy and they were siphoning out of you. They were side hustling your energy, stealing your abundance. That's how they were making it. That's how they were making it. So you got a public recognition and victory over the false flame. You're getting a new beginning here. Going on a new journey. Praying. You're seen as having the faith of a mustard seed. You've got spiritual gifts and you're going to be traveling soon into a sacred space. So, what do we got here? Anything that any kind of trickery that these people try to send to you in your sacred space is going to be rolling right off of you. The Divine Mother stated that they cannot curse your land or your business. So you got your guard up to those who were committing crimes and gambling your energy. They were being a negative influence on you and on everybody else. They're in their feelings. There was no divorce. They had replaced you. They had copycatted and replaced you after sacrificing you, after torturing you. Now this magician was stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime. You have revealed or solved the puzzle of the trash. How these roses, these daughters of Eden, why are they all prostitutes? Well, because this clown was freaking manufacturing an illusion. Thank you, Pamela. So they were going in and they were faking a commitment. This narcissist was saying, look, I love you, I love you. And it's like, no, they weren't fake. They don't love you, man. But it could be that your person is committed and loves you and is taking care of this freaking magician narcissist who'd been pulling up your seeds, making sure you didn't succeed. And it could be that maybe this narcissist is getting all their seeds pulled up. I don't know. This narcissist is in their death throes and they're having a good time because wherever they're going, they are very, very much comfortable there. So they wanted to control the foundation of families, and you stood firm, and you're here with divine masculine. There are some challenges here. We've got displacement. It could be that those who were bringing you challenges are being displaced. Page of Wands, there is limitless potential here, but there's an unexpected event. And there's a feminine on the card. It's like this female is running away from romance. No is not the right time. It's like no communication. It's like she's bailing. She's out. She's out, man. Unexpected news, unexpected event. She's running away. King of Pentacles made an unfair evaluation of this Temperance angel and their sixth sense, their intuition, their subconscious connections with everybody. They're sending out a love message. They're sitting there. They got their arm around their gal friend here, and they're sending out a message, you know, wanting to get an intimate encounter with you. Oops. So they underestimated you and your intuition. It's like they figured you would just fall at their feet. All they got to do is throw out a few shekels, right? And it's like, oh, money. But you've soared right above that. You are flying away. You could be like intertwined with nature, with the mother nature, you know, and she's lifting you out of this mess, perhaps. Perhaps it's your nature to soar, to rise above those sexual deviances, these nasty little freaking connections. So Page of Pentacles, completion of a cycle. There's some new financial opportunity. There is a rebirth here. The sun is, but danger is approaching from a forgotten person. They left you hanging, they abandoned you, and then they framed you. This trickster made an illusion that you had a toxic lifestyle, that you were not a daughter divine. You got somebody researching or spying on you from a distance. They're watching from a distance. Oh, you're protected. You're protected from this person. These mimickers are in upheaval. Those fakers, you're protected from these mimickers. They're experiencing upheaval, or you're protected from any upheaval that they may try to send your way. They're being watched, and there's wrath here. They will receive wrath. If they come and try to get all up in your business, they're going to get wrath delivered their way, because you're being watched very carefully here. You're going in a new direction, and so is this territory. This territory is going in a brand new direction. Why? Because we had people there, ruthless, self-interested, feeding on your luck. Feeding on your luck. And now they're in grief because you and your person are in a heart bond. So this is a heart bond, a soul pairing, a divine union. And now these people who were doing mirror magic on you are anticipating having to go scavenge. Like they're not going to have anything. They're not going to have anything. They're going to have scarcity is what they're going to have. Because they're going to have scarcity because they're not going to be stepping on the family tree of this divine feminine and this divine masculine, or any of them in this particular foundational territory. Those who left you alone, those who abandoned you, those who hurt you and tried to cast the illusion that you were not divine, they're being released, and you are being free. You are being freed from any of those distractions, because you have brought forth insight and warning for the community that was at risk. You exposed these astral projectors, these ghosts, and how they've been replacing people. You remained balanced in this battle. You're an anomaly committed to your partner and to resisting the nastiness. You've grown here. You have grown. While those who were dominating you were playing around, they were playing around trying to dominate you, and now they're afraid because they're being prepared for the new fodder for the night, the creatures of the night. Those who had been up there in the light, taking your honor, taking your identity, sacrificing you in the shadows in the night so that you could be feasted on by those beings. Yeah, those ones that sacrificed you, they are being prepared for fodder now. They're the new fodder. They were an upside down perspective. They didn't appreciate your perspective on reality, and they cast you aside, and they didn't want to have anything to do with you. They're going to have to stay at a distance from you. You're a powerful being, and you've got this nasty little freaking hoe bag. You survived the mischief with your gifts, and they thought that they had harvested all of your gifts and that you were nothing, that they had taken everything from you, and that you would never, ever be able to walk into your divine purpose. They did not evaluate you properly. Of course, they're not very intelligent. You know, they may be a good magician and they may be able to blow shit up with their little bombs and their little guns and stuff. But you know what? They most definitely would probably fall any day in a knife fight. Oh, they're mad. Yeah, they're setting up this thing. So they're determined to come in and flip people like me, people like you, into the South Node. And now is harvest time. The new beginning is here. And no matter what, they want to make sure that the Temperance Angel does not come into their reward. The fight isn't over. Just because they've gotten quieter doesn't mean they're any less dangerous. So they were fighting with you. They're in the abyss. You're not throwing them a lifeline anymore. You're not pushing them or their family or their loved ones up that mountain anymore. You are free of the routine of that over and back. You're not going to be sacrificed in the dark while they walk in the shadows wearing your, or walk in the light wearing your honor anymore. That is done. You're going to meet your person soon. You're going to have a child, or you're going to birth something together very well. Self-care. It could be that there will be like a reverse aging sort of a thing. I've been getting that message for the last many years subconsciously. 10 of Cups, divine love, total love and support. So your twin flame is here. Giving an ultimatum to those people who were working against you. They rejected you. And every bad, nasty thing that they ever did to you, they and all of their team is going to be done to them. Perhaps to those they love. Everybody who did the very least to gain the very most on your suffering, they're going to experience your suffering. They're in a 3 of Swords energy here. They're in heartbreak because there's no exit for them. They have the addictions. They do drugs. They are obsessed with your energy and they're being let go. This is shocking news. They were side hustling your energy for abundance, for money. A legend. They were side hustling the energy of a legend. Trying to portray themselves as such. It's so freaking sick. And all of those nasty jacks went for it, man. It's a man. A man's a Christ. Oh, it's a man. No, what you got is a freaking clown, man. You've been worshiping a freaking clown this whole freaking time. It's so funny. And you've been vilifying the freaking power source that's been making your life so freaking divine. And now you're losing everything. And I don't care. I don't care. Troll, I don't care. I don't fucking care. They ignored the red flags, is what they did. Woo! They ignored the red flags. You got a public victory over this false flame. You're getting a new beginning. You're going on a new journey. You've been praying. You've been praying for healing. Your faith is as tiny as a little mustard seed, but how big that tree is, it will just grow and grow and grow. You've got spiritual gifts, and you're going to be traveling soon into the sacred space. All of that trickery that anybody sends to you is going to roll right off your back. You don't have to worry about anything. This is warning, warning, warning. They did not heed the warning. They did not heed the warning. This was forbidden. This was forbidden. 2 of Swords, you've got them up. You're not doing anything with this gambler. It was a crime. What they did with your sacral essence is a crime. They gambled with your powerful, legendary energy. There was no divorce. They're all in their feelings. They were there dumping all of that nasty, negative, horrific influence into your energetic field, and they were trying to pretend that it was you. They're triggered. They're triggered. The magician was stealing your honor over and over and over again, and they were trying to spin a lie. But guess what? You're not feral. You are very, very fierce, very, very stable, and you're getting the land back. They have to give back everything that they took from you. And this isn't just like 5 acres. This is like the planet. This is like the daughters of Eden, the divine heavenly hosts, the daughters of. Like, they're getting the planet back. These guys, I don't know what they did. They came in, and then what they saw, the daughters of Eden were lovely, and they decided to RAPE them, and then the sons and daughters were born to them, and it killed them, and childbirth, and then what? Then they had to go, and they had to freaking genetically modify everybody just so that they can get the freaking procreation program down or whatever. They really fouled everything up. They should never have been permitted. You're not feral. You're getting the land back. Everything they took from you, they have to give back. Because this narcissist was pulling up your damn seeds. They were pulling up your damn seeds. Your person is committed to you. You're not feral. You're getting the land back. This stuff that they were trying to frame you as, cycle after cycle, lifetime after lifetime, it was all a freaking illusion, man. It was an illusion. It was an illusion created by beings that aren't even human. They're not even human. And they were out there wearing your energy, your powerful, legendary energy, and they were framing you. While they were using your energy to frame you, to bind you, to curse you, to hex you, to do magic over you. An empath. And you took it all on, and you felt it all fully. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? All right, so we've got the 4 of Pentacles here. You're getting the land back. You've got control over this land. They shall not step on these family trees. They shall not marry into the territory. You're very firm. You're very clean. Your energy is very pure. You're here with your divine masculine. There are challenges presented right now regarding this displacement. So right now, you're not dealing with the vampire anymore. The vampire was posing challenges, and now they're being displaced. Thank you, Pamela. So they're being displaced. They're being kicked out. Adios. Get on down the road, vampire. We're not feeding you anymore. Absolutely not. You're not going to be feeding on the family tree. of divine feminines and divine masculines anymore. Absolutely not. You're not going to marry into that clan. You're not going to pull out the spiritual. There's going to be a massive interrogation with anybody who wants to make a love offer to anybody in the territory. I'm certain of it. You know, back in the day, it used to be that there had to be blood tests, genetics tests, and all of that just to make sure that you could have children that would, you know, that you would actually not have a problem having children, and that you were genetically or blood, you know, like aligned. So Page of Wands, you know, you've got, there's this free spirit here, and you got some freedom, but there's an unexpected event. These women are running away from you. These women are running away from romance. It's like no communication. They don't want any communication. Look, they don't want any communication with the troll, love bombing, gaslighting a-hole. They don't want it. They're running away. Look, man. Page of Wands. He's here. He's excited. You got freedom. But this is an unexpected event. He's like, oh, hell. Everybody's running away from romance. No woman wants me. It's like, well, I guess that's the new program, Jolly-O. I mean, yeah, there's no communication or nothing. It's like, absolutely not. Nobody, yeah, because he's a love-bombing, gaslighting troll. And they know this isn't what a divine feminine wants to latch on to or have latch on to her. Absolutely freaking not. We're not feeding no vampires. No, the vampires are not gonna stick their fangs into our freaking divine sons and daughters, right, within the territory. Absolutely not. So King of Pentacles really made an unfair assessment of these temperance angels, these daughters and sons of Eden. They did not recognize their freaking sixth sense. They're sending love messages, trying to get a wham bam, thank you ma'am, but you are flying above that. It's your nature. You're like, maybe Mother Nature is like sending you up on the rings. Look, we've got simp. Simp, you're soaring far above the simp who does the very most for somebody who cares the very least. You're not dealing with the simp anymore. The simp is trying to send you love messages. They need to harvest your energy for this narcissist. They do, look, they need to harvest your energy for this narcissist. They're weak. So this is the thing. I heard they were weak and they needed to get people into the jail or into the prison, because once they get them into the jail or the prison, they can do whatever they want with them, and they siphon their energy, and then they power up, I guess, get ready for more war or something. You could be an influencer. Page of Pentacles, opportunity is here. Completion of a cycle. There is a rebirth with the sun. Your light is shining bright. Danger is approaching from this past forgotten person who left you on red. They abandoned you and then framed you with an illusion, a trick, a phony, a freaking copycat who is not even human, as you, having a toxic lifestyle. They were mimicking you as though your life was in upheaval. There's a research here. They could be spying on you, or maybe you are being watched from a distance. They're being told to stay in their lane. You're protected here. They got to stay in their own lane. Because look, these jealous people have been spreading conspiracy theories about the unicorn, this powerful rainbow covenant. This has been a long time. Now, I feel that the divine feminine had this rainbow covenant in the beginning, but this magician who she was married to sacrificed her and replaced her with some low vibrational trash bag, and then framed this temperance angel, independent woman, as being that low vibrational trash bag. But this was a rainbow covenant holder, a very special, powerful, legendary feminine. These nasty jacks have to give the land back. They took it. They took her wealth. They took her property. They took her land. They took her identity. They took her reputation. They tried to destroy her soul. For privilege, trauma bonding privilege. from a cult leader, targeting empaths, replacing them with fashion witches. They think this bitch is or this influencer is a bitch. This is a shadow demon, talking about an oracle, a starseed with billionaire status, who is telling them to go F themselves, right online, right out loud. Go F yourself, narcissist, hoe bag. Who gives a crap? Gonna give everything back. Gonna give everything back. Yeah, because that's just not very nice. Well, I think that this pretty much shows where we're at. The thing about it is that they're doing these atrocious crimes in broad daylight because they need maximum South Node energy. They need to feed on it. And they're talking about feminines out there who have delicious energies. Oh, they're wanting some of that. So there's probably a list of targets, and they're actually just going for it, you know. So be careful out there. Pray. Keep your purification rituals up, or your cleanses, and your, you know, all that good stuff that you do. I hope you're all doing well this evening and that it gets better at some point anyway. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you on the next one. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.